Hi, welcome back to Marisa Explains It All, and today I'm going to be doing a review on hair dye, on a specific brand and type of hair dye that I just dyed my hair with. And if you can notice here, my hair looks a little brighter, a little bit more revived than maybe some of my earlier videos because I just dyed it yesterday. So I've been dyeing my hair myself for years, and I've been doing it this color, this red color, for years, and I find that I can do just as good of a job with the box dye that is significantly more affordable than going to my stylist and having her do it. And I do intermittently have her do it, but then I always walk out of there thinking, why did I spend all that money when I can just go and do the exact same thing and have the same result as doing it with a $7, bottle of dye from Target. So I went ahead and did my hair myself yesterday, and this is how it turned out. And it was a new type of dye that I hadn't used before, so that's why I'm doing the review, to let you guys know how it worked out for me in case you're thinking about using it. And this is the Garnier Nutrisse Nourishing Color Foam dye. Now, I've been using Garnier Nutrisse hair dye for years and years. I go in the store, I look at the display, I know exactly which color, and it's the traditional, mix it in the bottle, squeeze it out into that, like, I don't know what type of consistency is, hair dye consistency, and that works fine with covering, my grays, because I do have grays. I've had them for quite a while. I think I started to gray a little bit early, but that's something that I battle, and then my normal natural hair color roots that it covers. So this last time I went to go buy hair dye, I saw that they had this new foam type of consistency, and it's ultra color reds for an ultra intense red for dark hair. And I don't have dark hair naturally. I don't have dark hair. My hair naturally is maybe like a dirty blonde, strawberry blonde. It does have red tones in it, but it is a lighter color. However, the fact that I've been dyeing my hair for so many years and having just layers and layers of dark color on, I think that this helps kind of pop it out so it's not dull. So that said, when you look at the at the box and the color, I felt like it came out darker than what is on the box, and I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I don't not like the color. I actually really like the color, and I always stay within the same color family, and my hair always pretty much comes out looking basically the same. Sometimes it's a little darker, sometimes a little brighter, but it washes down. If you have ever done your hair red or know any, box dye redheads, then you will know the color washes out very quickly. So I'm not unhappy with the way that it turned out. I actually really like the color. It's really nice. It's just not as bright as maybe on the box. And then here's the chart showing if your hair is this color, or sorry, other way. If your hair is this color, then it will come out that, one of these colors. And so that's obviously, if the lighter it is, the brighter it comes out. And so even though my hair was already red, I feel like it came out more, the darkest option there. Now, the difference between this, the reason I'm talking about this dye in particular versus the dye I normally use, is it is a foam pump. And I saved it to show you guys. So you mix it up, and the dye has turned. I mean, you can only keep dye for so long. It's no longer good. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to throw it away as soon as this video is done. But as you can see, it comes in this pump. So you squeeze it out, and I'll just squeeze a little bit out here so you can see. I'll just squeeze it into the box. So it's like this foam. Now, that looks pretty appetizing, huh? But it's a foam, and that isn't, I'm not saying that this is a really new technology. I have seen it before, but it's the first time that I've used it. And I usually, when I dye my hair, I section it out with a comb and get my roots, and I section it out all the way down each side and then down the back, and squirt the dye along my roots and then comb it through the ends and then let it sit about 25 minutes. Now this dye, since it was a foam, it's kind of like shampoo. So you put it in your hair and it spreads more throughout your hair as opposed to just glopping into one spot. So it's like when I did, like, I start here and I, foamed it in, I would notice that it would kind of cover not just along my hairline, but it would also cover back into my bangs, which is, I thought, pretty cool. And as you can see, I have a really good amount of dye left. And I do know, obviously I have short hair and I have fine hair, so I don't have, but I do have a lot of hair. So, maybe someone with longer hair, more hair, would have to use more than one bottle, but you can see, I mean, I can't really see because of the label, but I can feel the bottle's pretty heavy, and I would say it's probably full, you know, up to, you know, right in here somewhere. Or maybe, oh, here, I could see right here. So it's full. Actually, it looks like it's about half full. So, I mean, I only used half of it, which is, you know, a little bit frustrating because I did buy the whole thing. You can't reuse it or save it. But that being said, because it spreaded so evenly, I guess, on my hair, and I was concerned when I was putting it on my head. I thought, oh crap, this looks like it's not going to cover. I mean, I have grays in the front. I have grays, you know, kind of sporadically throughout here on my crown of my head. That's the, I don't have a lot like on the sides or anywhere, and I don't know if I have any in the back, but since I don't typically see the back of my head. But, you know, as far as I could tell, it covered them really well. I mean, you can see my roots, and, you know, my scalp is still a little bit dyed, which happens. That's not anything abnormal, but, you know, it covered everything really well. You know, the grays aren't showing through, and I feel like it just, the foam consistency worked really well, and I didn't have to use the whole bottle, which typically I do. And I liked the way that it excuse me, I liked the way that it spread. It just kind of like shampoo, you know, you put a little bit and it kind of like goes throughout your whole scalp. So that's something I really did like about this dye. Now on to some of the cons. I did notice it kind of tingled and, I don't want to say burn, but it was uncomfortable a little bit more than the traditional type of dye that I use, which is also Garnier Nutrisse, but it was, you know, the typical squirt bottle, you know, more like jelly-like consistency. And I have a sensitivity to ammonia, so when I go to my hairdresser, she will have to, you know, create like a science project to try to mitigate that for me. But I did notice this was a little bit more uncomfortable than my normal dye. Another con is I noticed when I washed it out of my hair, like when I first washed it out before I put the conditioner, usually box dye comes with a conditioner packet or bottle that you're meant to put on right after you wash out the dye. And I did notice my hair felt kind of, it had that straw-like feeling, that yucky, you know, where you can't run your fingers through it and it's not nice and smooth type feeling, which with my other dye, I don't have it as much. So I did notice that was different. And then even after I did the conditioning treatment, so then I did the conditioning treatment as it says, and, you know, let it sit in my hair for several minutes, washed it out, and then I noticed my hair still had that kind of weird, like, not as smooth texture to it. So the, you know, the straw-like kind of texture, I did notice I had a little bit more of that versus my other traditional type of dye that I use. However, despite that, noticing the difference in my hair texture right after I dyed my hair, it's, you know, now it's fine. It's normal, you know, the way I expect my hair to feel, soft and, you know, able to run my fingers through it, as you can see, and you know, it looks shiny. And although I have other products in my hair right now and I have styled it and everything, but you know, it looks shiny and nice, and I'm happy with the overall effect. So I might be purchasing this dye again. Price-wise, I think it was maybe $1 or $2 more. So I want to say the other type is the more traditional type of the Nutrisse, Garnier Nutrisse dye is, let's say $6.99 or $7.99, and this one was like $8.99. All right, I'm happy with the color. The color came out just as good. It performed just as nicely as any other hair dye from this line that I might use. So if you like my video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and you'll see more from me later. Okay, thanks. Bye.